Life is not fair. No, life has never been fair to anybody. And as a matter of fact, life will not be fair to us. Sometimes our parents do their best to make sure that they try their best to make sure that things work for us. They want to put things in place. And, as it is, it's so unfortunate that no matter how much they love us, sometimes some of them leave earlier. And, the things that are supposed to fall into our hands fall into the hands of other people. And sometimes some of us are not so fortunate to come from a background or to be parented by parents who are capable enough to give us the things that we need. But I haven't said all of these things. I'm just trying to let you know that as a child of God, you are not disadvantaged. No, you are not disadvantaged. In fact, you're well positioned because there is someone who is your father, who is greater than all the fathers of the earth. And because of that, I want you to realize and begin to take bolder steps so that you don't just stay in the bag and just allowing the devil to make you see excuses that keeps you at the background. Gideon was like you in the book of Judges chapter 7. Gideon was like you. Even when the angel of the Lord was saying unto him, Gideon, look, you are different. Gideon, look, what I am seeing in you is quite different from what you are saying or whatever it is. Gideon was a man who the situation of his country at that time has made him become timid. Gideon has lost his identity. Gideon has forgotten about, in fact, when the angel of the Lord spoke to him, oh, man of valor, he said, what do you mean, man of valor? And he began to say so many things. He said, look at us. We can't even walk freely. We can't even do things that we need to do because of the Midianites. I have to hide and make sure that I press my wine in the night. I can't walk freely. I can't eat freely. We are impoverished. We are poor because the Bible said that the Midianites will come in their horses and they will go into the farm, into the plantation, into the harvest of the Israelites, and they will loot everything until there was nothing left for Israel. The Bible said that Israel was so poor. But yet there was a man who saw himself as nothing, and the angel of the Lord came to him and said, oh, great man of valor. And Gideon said, look, whatever you're saying, I'm not saying it. Number one, I'm the last child of my family. Number two, my family is even the least. My father has no money. Amongst my father's siblings, he has nothing to say because we are so poor, we're so impoverished. And me, myself, Gideon, I am the least in my father's house, like I'm the last born. So what are you saying? But you know what? God says to him, God had to remind him, it is not about who you are, where you are, what you're going through. God had to remind him, that the angel of the Lord had to remind him and say, see, I see your greatness. I am calling you the way I see you. I am calling you what I have created you to be. And God said, go in this your minds and save Israel. I don't know who you are. I don't know why I'm saying this to you. You might have been sitting down on that spot thinking that nobody likes you in your family, thinking that things are not going to work, but God is saying to you, oh great woman of valor, oh great man of valor, you have the ability to change the story of your family. You have the potential to change situations for you, for yourself, for your family. So arise up. Peradventure, the things of life has made you lost focus or has made you lost your identity. I have come again to remind you of who you are. Greater is He that is in you than the situations that are happening around you. He said, yeah, I will be with you. I will be with you. I will walk with you. He said He will carry you in His arms. So why don't you go back to God? Maybe situations have made you forgotten who you are or what God has said to you in time past. Like Gideon said, all the testimonies we heard, we didn't see any of all of those things. We didn't see the miracles again. Why? Because they have been so much subjected by the enemies. Their heads have been bowed down. They can't even trust in the personality of God. They can't even remember. They are not even seeing the miracles and the testimony of God, and that's made them forget what to do, to cry out unto God and ask God to have mercy and show them. I want you to go back today, cry unto God once again. Tell him to remind you your identity, to show you who you are. You are a great man of valor. Don't bow your heads to the enemies. And what did Gideon do at the end? The Bible said that God, the angel of the Lord, told Gideon that I have delivered the enemies into your hand. Even though Gideon was still operating in fear, and I'm sure that you might be thinking you don't understand what is she saying. You might still be operating in fear, but God says that he has delivered everything that you need into your hands. He has delivered your enemies into your hand. And go in the might and in the power of the Lord. Guard yourself with prayer today. Ask the Lord to remind you of who you are, and ask him to show you that which he wants to do with you, through you, and for you. And assure you that the Lord will bless you. Have a great day. Don't bow to fear. Don't be timid. You are a great man. You are a grateful man of valor.